Peace, 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 peace. Promise, child. Look, I know I done went live like twice. I know you just seen the same topic come up, but I guess my internet there. I don't know. You know, I'm using my phone. I don't know if the internet was down or not, but I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Today is Let's Talk About It Wednesday. You know what I mean? If you ain't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Like, share, go ahead, share this live now. You can follow me on Twitter at PromiseChild15. You can follow me on Instagram at Promise4802. And you can follow me on Facebook at Promise Child. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and the reason why I came up with Let's Talk About It Wednesday, and from now on, we're going to be going live. We're going to be going live every Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Or Let's Talk About It Wednesday. And reason why I want to talk about, because there's a lot of things that we got to get off our chest. There's a lot of things that I know that people want to say. I know there's a lot of things that people got to say. And there's a lot of things that's on our mind. There's so many things that go on in the world, hurricanes. Uh, you hear about the things going on with the politicians. You hear about so much war, so many bombings, so many killings. There's so many things in the world that's going on, man. And it's just crazy. Then it ain't just what's going on in the world. It's going on with yourself as well. The things that you got to deal with. So it's weird. But we could talk about these things and police killing our brothers and shooting our brothers. People end up missing. Whole lot of things. And the thing that we got to do is, man, we got to spread the love. We got to spread the message and spread love and spread the message of love and positivity to the world. We have to spread these things to people. We have to let them know, like, it's still love in the world, it's still positive people in the world. And we have to, because we are a force. You got a group of people that's spreading positivity. You got a group of people that's spreading love. It's a force. It becomes a force. Like, how you got negativity in the world, and how negativity is so powerful, and how negativity is spread across the world, and how so many people, into negativity, and that's like what's going on in the world. Well, when you have a group of people that come together in positivity, where we can do the same thing, so that's why I mean, like, when I talk about, like, let's you know let's overcome our problems with positivity. Let's overcome all these things, and we got to talk about it. These are things that need to be discussed, because before we could put things into action, we got to come together and we got to talk about it first. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's good. It's good now. It's good now. You know what I mean? And we got to come together and we got to talk about these things, and we got to put things into action. Like, when you think about um businesses, right? And before they put a plan into action, they talk about it first. They even might argue and debate about it. They no, I don't think it should be like this. I mean, we talk about these private meetings that we don't see, these private meetings that we not involved with. They actually sit down and talk about it. The meeting might not be every day. They might have a meeting every day. You never know how that go. But they meet every day and they talk about it. And they sit there and they talk about that thing till they get that thing right. Till they get it right. And once they get it right, you know what I mean? Then they go out and they move forward with the plan. Move forward with the plan after they talk about it. So this Let's Talk About It Wednesday is important for us brothers and sisters to come together and discuss these things. It's important. It's important. We got to talk about it. We got to come together. Some things social media can see. Some things that we got to talk about behind closed doors, like they do. See, when you think about the American government, when you think about corporations, you know what I'm saying? Manifestation is real. But when you think about corporations, when you think about um government, when you think about all these organizations that's in power, non-profit, for-profit, when you think about these groups that are in power, they have real live conversations. Like, we think it, we see, a lot of us, like poor people, we don't believe in meeting up and coming together. I'll talk about as a whole. I'm not talking about all people who are living in the ghetto, or all people that's poor. Not all, because you got some that wants to get out. So the thing is, we don't like to come together and meet with each other and say, hey, how are we going to fix this problem with our youth killing each other? How are we going to stop, you know what I'm saying, people for throwing trash in the middle of the street? How are we going to buy all the businesses in our neighborhoods? We don't talk about this. We put that on the politicians. We put that on the nonprofit organizations. We put that on the churches. We put that on everybody else. And we don't come together. We don't come together and talk about these things. The most important thing that we have to do is we got to remember that we have the ability to do these things on our own. We have the ability to come together and organize and do things on our own. So as far as having an important mindset, a positive mindset, is why it's important to have a positive mindset. The reason why it's good to have a positive mindset is, and why it's so important, is because when you put like this, in the psychology book that I got, right? It's a psychology book that I read, and I do a lot of reading on it. And here it go, right here. Wow. Psychology book. It's an older psychology book. But why it's important to have a positive mindset? In this psychology book that I was reading, it was talking about how you had two sets of people, right? You had a group of people that had cancer. They had a particular disease. We're going to say they had cancer, right? Then you had another group, they had cancer as well. One group watched TV, and what was on their TV was comedy. And all they did was laugh. Like, they laughed all day, and these group of people recovered. The other group of people didn't have comedy to watch. They just laid in the bed. They just laid there. They really didn't have no TV, nothing really positive going on with them. And they died. So the importance of having a positive mindset is that when you think positive, when you think it, you it's like the more you tell yourself it, like, yo, I'm gonna get better. I'm not gonna be sick no more. I'm gonna get better. The more you tell yourself this, the more you start to believe it. And when you start to believe it, you start to put action behind your belief. So they say you a cancer patient, you got 6 months to live. You tell the doctor and you tell yourself. First, you ain't gotta tell the doctor nothing. You tell yourself first, listen, I'm gonna recover. I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna be better. Right? We got to talk about this thing now. I'm going to be better. I'm going to heal. And when you tell yourself this, you start to believe it. So what you start to do, you start to eat right. And this all comes with positive thinking. This all comes with a positive mindset and looking at things in a positive way. You say, you know what? I'm going to eat right. I'm going to exercise. You know what? I don't give a damn what that doctor got to say. You know, I know people that the doctor told them that they didn't have time to live, and they was going to die and the disease was going to destroy them. And guess what? They are here today. Why? Because they changed their mindset. They ate right. They started to exercise. So if you broke right now, and I don't really like using the word broke because broke is something permanent. That's how I look at it. But if you don't have enough money right now, when you look at it, say, man, I'm broke. Well, listen to the words that you're using now. I'm broke. I can't do this no more. This just ain't working for me. And that's what your life is going to be like. But when you start to tell yourself, yo, I'm rich. I'm going to be rich. Yo, I'm going to get out this situation that I'm in. Yo, this is what I'm going to do. When you start to do that and you start to think like that, you start to put action behind it. You get what I'm saying? The more you tell yourself that you broke, the more you tell yourself that you lonely, the more you tell yourself that you are depressed, the more that you're going to be lonely, the more that you're going to be depressed. Why? Because you put the actions behind being lonely. You put the actions behind being broke. You put the actions behind all these things. How you put the actions behind it? When you say you broke, you don't get up and go do nothing no more. You sit in the house and you watch TV because when you think it, you speak it. When you speak it, you live it. And when you live it, that's what happens. You in the bed playing a video game. Yo, I'm broke, man. Forget this. You watching TV? When Power coming on? When this coming on? When that coming on? Why? Because you spoken into existence. You speak your life into existence. You are a creator. You manifest things just by thinking it. That's how powerful you are. This live that we on right now, when you look at this live, when you look at this, when you're looking at me through this phone, this was an idea. Who would have ever thought 15, 20 years ago that you could jump on a social media platform and we could look at each other and get in contact with each other like this? Because somebody had a thought. Somebody had a thought and they manifested, they bought it, and we have the power. The problem is me and my stick man was having a conversation earlier, right? And these are the things that need to be talked about in our neighborhoods and our communities. We need to come together and talk about stuff like this. The problem is I did a video on Malcolm X, and the video, Malcolm X said poor teachers equals poor education, right? And we was talking about this. We was chopping it up, we had about a good hour conversation about this, real deep conversation. And what was said was that when you're growing up in our neighborhoods, like a lot of our neighborhoods, like talking about the dominant, and when you grow up in a lot of our neighborhoods, this is what we are taught: get a good job, go to college. If you don't get a good job and go to college, go to the military, so you can go to the military for a certain period of time. And then after you leave the military, you can go to college and get a good job. So either way, it always leads to the good job, right? And this all goes back to a mindset, right? So you're like, all right, good job, college, military. Then you say, you know what, I don't really want to do those things. So on the other side, in our communities, what it's taught is get a pack, become a stripper, become a prostitute. And what I mean about get a pack, just in case brothers and sisters don't know what get a pack is, sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? So go sell drugs. This is going to be a quick way I can make it. Or, you know what I mean? I could become a rapper. I could become an athlete. These are the things that's taught in our community. You see every day how they are training our kids to become basketball players, to become football players, to become rappers, all the other ones that I said. So we have to change that mindset. We got to talk about changing these mindsets. We have to start teaching our kids at young. Listen, you could have a Fortune 500 company. You know what I'm saying? You can have a oil company. You can have a gas company. You can have a Xbox company. You can own these things. You could be the one that create these things. And these are the things that needs to be talked about. We need to insert that into our kids' brains. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I be feeling about those situations, man. Like the way we think is why we in the condition that we in. That's why that's the only reason. Of course we know we have outside forces that create this. But what I'm saying is, if all of us come together today, right now, all of us come together right now, we can create our own Nikes. We could create our own Reeboks. We could create our own this. We could create our own that. We could become powerful, man. And we could create things just in our communities, and we could trade it and sell it with each other. Because you have great minds in our communities. You have great minds in our communities. You have positive minds, creative minds in our communities. You really do. And if we just all start to meet up every week, we have a community meeting every week and talk about businesses, schools, transportation, daycares, all these things. We come together every week and we talk about these things. We can make a change. Right now, we'll be able to make a change. We should all set a day. Every Friday, every Saturday, every Sunday, we all come together and we have these conversations. And interacting with other people that have the same thought process as you is dope. It's dope to do that. You know why? Because I might say, I might come up with the idea and be like, we can start up a daycare, right? And they be like, all right, bet. You can start up a daycare. Then somebody else come in and be like, yo, they got a whole nother idea for the daycare, like, or they introduce a way for the daycare. You be like, damn, that's dope what they just said. So we bouncing ideas off each other, and now we building something. You know what I'm saying? Not just with my brain now, your brain, her brain, his brain. You know what I mean? You get 7 to 8 people to think the same way that you think. Do you imagine what we could do? You got 7 to 8 people that's on the same frequency as you. You got 7 to 8 people that's willing to grow like you are. Do you know what we could do with that? Do you know? Something powerful, man. Something powerful, man. I'm trying to tell you, something powerful. It is awesome. I'm trying to tell you. But for real, that's all I wanted to talk to you about today, man. It was just some rambling thoughts on my head. And like I said, every Wednesday we gonna be going live. You know what I mean? You can ask questions. It don't really matter what you ask, man. And I'm here to answer it. Or if you want to put some input in, it's all good. That's how we do. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like, share, and I appreciate you for listening always. And peace.